This just in. There's a browser on your phone right now that knows more about you than your best friend. Possibly more than your spouse. It collects your contacts, files, photos, documents, and even your location. If you are using Yandex, Edge, or Chrome, it might even know what you had for lunch, when you paid for it, and where you were standing at the time. According to a new global analysis by Surfshark, those three browsers top the list for privacy risk in 2026. Together, they also dominate the market. That combination is what people in the security world call bad news, because they don't just want the usual cookies. Surfshark looked at the 15 most popular mobile browsers. At the top of the privacy risk list, Yandex collects 25 out of 38 possible user data types. Microsoft Edge comes in at 20, and Chrome clocks in at 19. For reference, the least invasive browser in the study collected 0. The data categories aren't just technical stats. They include your photos and videos, your location, files and documents on your device, contacts, payment details, your private in-app messages in the case of Yandex. And if that last one made your jaw tighten, you're not alone. Justice Pukase, senior product manager at Surfshark, explained that this kind of surveillance lets companies build detailed user profiles. Those profiles aren't just for show. They are used to influence what prices you see, what ads you get, and what offers reach your screen. Sometimes different people get different prices for the same product. That's not theory, that's Instacart. And the reason companies can do that is because your browser gave them everything they needed to make those predictions. But it's for your own good, apparently. Browser makers justify the data collection with terms like analytics, security, personalization, and fraud prevention, all of which sound reasonable until you ask yourself why those goals require collecting your message history. According to the study, Yandex even shares your payment information with third parties. Edge shares your location and user ID. Phoenix shares crash logs and app interactions. The more they collect, the more they can sell or use. It's hard to know how much of that is about safety and how much is about squeezing extra value from your behavior. You might think of it as browser-based surveillance capitalism with a smiley face logo and a helpful autofill feature. So let's take a look at who's using what and where that matters. As I've said, 3 browsers cover almost the entire global market. Chrome leads with 68.5%, followed by Safari and Samsung Internet. This means most people are walking around with a data-hungry browser in their pockets without realizing it. According to the report, people in the US, Canada, Taiwan, and Scandinavia are more likely to use privacy-conscious browsers. In contrast, countries like India, Brazil, the Philippines, and Russia have higher exposure to risky ones. If your small business operates in any of these markets or serves customers across them, your marketing stack may be hoovering up more data than you ever intended. And here's why this should matter to you as a small business owner. Even if you're not building browsers, you are using them every day. So are your team members. So are your customers. Every tool that touches your business relies on browsers to some extent. And if those browsers are logging everything in the background, the implications go beyond personal privacy. Customer data security is part of trust. If a browser you recommend, install, or require ends up exposing customer information, it's your reputation that takes the hit. That's not hypothetical. According to Surfshark, the most common data type exposed in breaches in 2025 was personal customer data. Not usernames, not passwords, names, addresses, and contact details. The things you cannot undo once they're out in the open. So what can you actually do? You don't need to become a cybersecurity expert, but you do need to stop ignoring this issue. Start by switching to a browser that does not collect unnecessary data. Brave, Tor, and Samsung Internet are the standouts here. Ecosia is a decent middle ground. These options strip away the tracking, ads, and data requests that most of us agree to without reading. Next, go check the app permissions on your phone right now. Open your settings and look at what your browser is allowed to access. If your browser has access to your photos, files, camera contacts, microphone, and calendar, ask yourself why. You should also start using a password manager. Do not let your browser store your passwords anymore. That convenience comes at a cost. And finally, if you are often on public networks, invest in a VPN. It's not a tinfoil hat move. It's a basic layer of protection. Surfshark obviously sells VPNs, but any reputable provider is better than none. Privacy is a brand asset, and privacy issues usually start long before a data breach or a headline. They start with vague decisions, unclear systems, and tools that collect far more than anyone intended. When things are fuzzy, risk creeps in quietly. The same pattern shows up in your marketing. When your message is unclear, customers hesitate. When your positioning is vague, trust weakens. And when people do not understand exactly what you do and why it matters, they assume the worst or move on. Clear communication reduces risk. It sets expectations, it builds confidence, and it gives people fewer reasons to be suspicious and more reasons to believe in you. That's why clarity is not just a marketing exercise. It is a protection mechanism for your business. If you want one simple place to start, this is it. My 5-minute marketing fix helps you create one clear sentence that explains what your business does, who it helps, and why it matters. There's no jargon, no tracking tricks, and no overcollection of attention or data. Just clarity. When your message is clear, your marketing works harder without needing to know everything about everyone. You can download it for free in the description below, or you can go to strategicmarketingtribe.com/fix. But what about you? What's one browser permission you've revoked that surprised you? I'll go first. I found my browser had access to my microphone 24/7 for no reason at all. It's gone now. But what was that about? Okay, your turn. What's yours? Let me know in the comments. I'm Vicky Sidler from the Strategic Marketing Tribe, and I post helpful news updates for small businesses every day.